Okay, and with that fiddling done, welcome to IPLCast 46, coming to you from the still sweltering. I wish it was something other than a hellhole, but it's not going to be for the next month or so. City of City. I wish it was. I wish it was cooler in the evenings.
Yeah.
Then I should actually be sending my weather over to you then, shouldn't
Can you
I?
please send your weather? We had like some really nice, like overcast weather. We even had a decent spout of hail at one time. But no, now it's just scorchers, amazing sunsets. But I'm not willing to endure the rest of the day for an amazing sunset.
What do you think, Pikachu? Yeah.
What do you think, assorted plushies to the side of me, and also the Clefairy doll that's on top of the closet? They have no answer. So joining you once again for IPLcast 46 is myself, Gino. Joining me is Megan and
Hello.
Katie. Katie's joining us from across the world, which is all right because we still have the same region 3DSs. PAL region.
Did your muse work?
Yeah, yep. Mine worked. I'll pass the mute code over. I forgot to pass the mute code over to Megan. She's a little preoccupied right now.
Yeah, you better be quick because I think that's ending this month.
Okay, all right. I'll hurry it up then. All right, so we are reporting on the last Sunday of February in 2016.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's been an eventful weekend, to say the least, from where we live. I think you got
It's
the
been
news.
quite eventful over here with the Pokemon news of late.
Yes, and you got your Pokemon Direct at the same time we did, which was about, oh gosh, it was, what?
It was 3 p.m.
No, 3 p.m.
my
Yeah,
end, so it was around 2 your end.
3 p.m. British Standard Time. Yeah, it was 2. It was 2 a.m. from where we were.
Yeah.
I watched it anyway.
We stayed up pretty late for a 6-minute video that didn't tell us anything, but still excited. So let's get that out of the way, shall we? Let's talk about the biggest headline to Smack 2016.
Generation 7 has been announced. Pokemon Sun and Moon version have been officially announced by Nintendo via the Pokemon Direct live stream that aired late on Friday and is scheduled to release late 2016. This announcement confirms suspicions of the game's existence after Nintendo filed trademarks for both versions that included logos just a day earlier. Pokemon.com has specified that the game will feature a brand new world, new Pokemon, and a new plot, though it is still up for speculation exactly how these games will fit into the Pokemon canon. For those who missed it, the 5-minute introduction and trailer revealing the 7th generation games is available for viewing on the official Pokemon Channel YouTube page. During the trailer, the wireframe of a new bird Pokemon similar but noticeably different to Fletchling can be seen, as well as concept art for a hotel and a number of vehicles, most notable of which is a yellow truck with a Blastoise on the back and an ambulance with a Pokeball-shaped feature built into the rear. Finally, a very interesting addition to this game is the expansion of available languages, with Sun and Moon including traditional and simplified Chinese to the list, bringing the total to 9.
Woohoo!
This is
Yay!
cool. This is going to be cool.
So Chinese users no longer have to pine over getting the English version and just reading it through. B, like the Koreans are finally up with us. If you know the story of how releases were bad with regards to how late they were coming in, up until about Gen 4, Gen 5, they were getting delayed release. Hello!
Hello!
I'm Galactic Pink.
Yay! You made it!
Yes, I did.
Hooray! Welcome Galactic Pink, everybody! I was wondering if that comment was going anywhere.
Taking everything off topic, guys. Hi.
That's okay. We are literally just starting here, and it's already a party, so I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about Sun and Moon coming into the line, and I was talking about how prior to Gen 6, Korea was getting the butt end of it because they'd usually get their translations a fair bit after everybody else did. But starting with Gen 6, obviously Korea got their versions at the same time. And now, Gen 7, the massive Chinese market, they're getting their own localization as well. And it's all coming out on...
They've been ignoring 1 billion people, personally.
Yeah, well, look, it's not that they've been ignoring them. It's just if you know like North Asian relations, it's been a little tense
I know.
between.
I made the
It's been a little tense, but after X and Y kind of smoothed things over, I think we're pretty much now at the point where Pokemon is a truly global franchise. All they need to do is bring this out in some sort of Unicode-based translations, and we'll see it in Hindi, and that's it, completely covered.
I think it's Portuguese.
Have fun with that, Pokemon team.
I'm just looking. Okay, the main thing that I'm looking forward to on this one is an almost like there's been a lot of speculation since the trailer was launched, but what I'm really looking for is something akin to what they chucked at X and Y. If you guys remember how that ended, the song that kicked in at the end of that was amazing.
Yes.
Speaking of the bird-like fletchling bit in the screenshots, it looks like a woodpecker to me. Now I seen a good look at it. Actual concept art.
It's a flying type that's not a legendary, personally.
No, I think that's going to be the common bird Pokemon that you find at the start.
I'm almost certain
it's a little woodpecker.
It's the bird one. I'm not overly familiar with what. Well, no, I am kind of familiar with what woodpeckers look like, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of take they have on it.
Honestly, the color scheme of that little bird is a definitely close resemblance of a woodpecker.
Yeah, that's true. Hold on. I want customizable trainers to be back, please. And
yes, please.
I would
Honestly,
like one more.
I do expect that to be an XY exclusive, but we'll see, because there's still speculation that this is going to copy what Gen 2 did and be a direct sequel to X and Y. There's rumors and speculation that that's going to happen. So if they do that whole double region thing again, then maybe there'll be customizable trainers.
What would I wish
It's a
they would
possibility.
do? I wish they would do with Sun and Moon what they did with Gen 2, whereas you played through Johto, and then the big reveal was that suddenly Kanto was available.
That was cool.
So
and especially because they'll have the memory size now that they don't have to shrink the second region.
Right. They don't have memory limitations anymore. This is the 3DS. This your maximum memory limitation is decided upon whatever memory you can shove into a card. And so far, something in that sort of size, something in those dimensions, tends to fit about 32 gig last I checked. Upwards of 256 gigabytes. So yeah, you could totally plug in that much data. It's not an issue of loading. It's not an issue of processor power. It doesn't need to load everything at once. It can load everything as you go. It's cartridge based. You could you can allocate and pull resources that way. So why haven't they done it? I wish they would do it for this one. I'm not holding my hopes out too much, but I would like to see something I can visit other than just the region.
Yeah.
Think of how cool the Sunny Islands were in
think
Gen
something
3.
like that.
Think of how amazing the Kanto reveal was in Gen 2.
That'd be amazing
I think,
if they not only did that, but they managed to hide it from everyone until the game actually launched.
That would be amazing.
All right, let's talk about since we're here. This is a recurring topic in IPLCast, but let's just talk about how good they've become in hiding information from us. Remember, these things did not leak out into the News Corps until 24 hours before the broadcast, right? Usually Cora would have this all over, and we would just be spilling over it. But the most we got was Magiarna, and we thought we got a really cool leak there. We'll go into that story in a second. But the But
The
what
most
happened?
impressive control of information I've ever seen was Mega Charizard X, where nobody knew that existed until the broadcast of the Gen
Mega Evolution line?
1. No, the Gen 1
Origins?
episodes. Origins, that's it.
Pokemon Origins.
No
yeah.
one even knew that thing existed until that episode aired, and they managed to hide it until then. That was the most impressive information
No,
control.
my most
guessing
impressive
for-
one.
Sorry.
So it is entirely possible that they might pull something off like that again.
That
My
would be
most
Yeah.
cool because everybody would get to experience it at once because the international release.
Mm.
Yeah, my biggest one was in X and Y, and when people suddenly realized, holy crap, all of our Vivillon look different.
That was pretty cool.
That was mind-boggling. They hid that from us until the literal day it launched, and they didn't even acknowledge it until people were like, holy crap, this is a thing.
What, the customized trainers part, or?
No, the Vivian, the different
Imagine
wing shapes.
how much
Oh,
global,
right.
imagine
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
global collaboration had to happen for people to actually go, oh, is this the same in my country as it is in yours? And it's like it became this whole internet thing where it was this giant spreadsheet of people confirming where they got particular varieties of Vivillon. And just Nintendo and Pokemon just sat back, pulled their arms back, and went, you know what? This is something we saved for you for lunch.
Oh, the butterfly Pokemon, yeah, with the
I want out of Gen
changing
7. It's only new Pokemon. They were in Gen 6. If they give me that, I'm happy.
Mm.
Look, if they probably have a tremendous amount of surprises in store. I mean,
Excited.
it took like 6 months for everybody to parse through the data and pull out the stuff, and then it pretty much just became a race to see how long it would take Nintendo to officially acknowledge that. Oh, I don't know. The Yancy existed or Volcanion existed.
International releases, because it means the whole world gets to discover stuff. It's not just Japan and then a few years
exactly.
I know it is great when that happens. All right, 2 things though with regards to a full
Question.
Go.
Since Sun and Moon have been announced, what type of starters do you think that we're gonna get? I know it's gonna be the
they're gonna have the
traditional
same-
fire, water, grass.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain.
What I liked about Gen 6 was that they were really clever with their second typing as well. So you'll notice that the second typing of all 3 of them is actually the same effective and ineffective as the grass, water, and fire is. So both of Greninja's types is strong against Delphox, which is strong against both of what's the last one called?
Chestnut.
Chestnut. Strong against both of Chestnuts, which is strong against both of Greninjas. It was really cool. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that again because usually they don't do the same twice, except for like Infernape and Blaziken. But I don't know. Maybe they'll do something else that's very clever.
I would
Maybe
love
we'll have
another set of pure type starters like we had in Gen 2.
That's a good point, actually, because the only kind of pure type starter that I remember of that was Cyndaquil up to Typhlosion.
Interestingly,
Because that was my favorite as fire starter.
Interestingly, on that note, Bulbasaur is actually the only starter that is dual typed from its first pre-ev. All the other ones only a single type, except for Bulbasaur, which is 2.
That's an interesting
I'm
one.
hoping that we get another type of fox starter, to be honest, because Fennekin...
Oh, you would though, wouldn't you?
I love Fennekin, but I would like to see what else they can do with this.
I would love another fox
Because so
starting
far
Pokemon.
with fire starters, we've got a lizard, we've got a little mole thing, we've got like an anteater thing, we've got a bird, a monkey, a pig, and a fox. So I would actually like to see something different.
I was about to go, what's next to the Chinese horoscope for this one?
A goat. We'll have a goat fire starter.
We already got Ponyta for that.
Well, I'm personally excited to learn what the electric rodent is going to be, because I love most of those.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Oh,
if it has follow me, world champion Pachirisu can repeat itself. It's a
I don't know if they're going to be able to top Dedenne, because Dedenne is the most adorable thing ever.
Pachirisu.
Well, it's an electric
I-
fairy, isn't it?
I
Or is it
like
just fairy?
Pachirisu before he was off from the World Championships. I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hipster.
Pachirisu, man.
Well,
Pachirisu.
if I ever do get to like the Pokemon Championships, expect me to play a lot of Pokemon Tournament because that's what I'm going to be doing until I get the game next month.
At the moment, I'm actually grinding through Y version, and then Super Mystery Dungeon. So
Mr.
I have.
Boop is
Oh,
wondering why
hello,
there's
Mr.
no Gumi.
Boop.
Yeah, Mr. Boop is wondering why there's no Gumi love. And yes, this is Mr.
I
Boop.
love the Gumi line. The Gumi line is adorable. Best Jenkins ever.
This isn't just any Gumi. This is Rob's. This is Rob's Gumi. This is Mr. Boop.
Mr. Boop.
Okay, so like we're gonna keep gushing about Gen 7, so we'll just keep going. I love the trucks. I really do.
That is adorable. I love the Pokemon
What I did
integration
not
of the vehicles.
expect.
Everybody
thought-
took that scene over the trucks, and I'm sitting here thinking the Pokemon Center designs are cool as heck.
No, the Pokemon Center designs are amazing. I reckon the architecture is going to be really amazing. But the reason they're focusing so much on the trucks was pretty much because we kind of sort of saw them in Gen 5. There was like a big rumor about something underneath one of them in Gen 1. And now these are like these are like hitting the main line. This is not like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, or X and Y. Like X and Y didn't feel like they had major thoroughfares for cars, although you had cars parked around like Lumio City. Whereas this
And they
seems
took you to different places in the
A
mirror.
motorcycle.
Yeah, but this is more of we're seeing them try and integrate it into the actual world. So you're actually going to see like actual trucks.
I just taking one out
It'd be
in the
interesting.
street in front of one.
Oh, you know what I want to do with trucks? I want trucks. If trucks,
I've got to say this though. Do you think it could be possible that we might have a vehicle for ourselves to travel with, maybe?
Okay,
or
alright.
is it just gonna still be the
my
bicycle
I
and
imagine, in regards to the player being able to travel, I think it'd be more like the taxi system in Lumios, in the sense that we can go up to one and use it to travel somewhere, but I don't think we'd actually be able to control it.
wild
I
speculation.
love those taxis.
Right.
It was such a lifesaver.
Wild speculation regarding trucks. I want buses. But I want buses between regions.
Yes!
That's what my next question is about. What type of base region do you think is going to come from, basically? Because we already had like Europe, we already had like part of like Japan, and the other one with black and white is partially with the
In
US.
regards to that, I did see one of the screenshots from the trailer shows this hotel-looking place with this horsey fountain out the front, and I don't know where I saw it from, but somebody was comparing it to a hotel in Europe that looked kind of similar. So I suppose there's a basic possibility that it could be another location in Europe.
That have parked ground. Singapore, Southern Kalos, and Florida seem to be the two icy cycling around.
I remember correctly from Gaijin Goomba's video of the action of Sun and Moon. He thinks it's going to be somewhere related back into Japan.
He did mention, actually, that Nintendo may be trying to go for a more traditional approach to it to regain popularity.
Yeah, back to their kind of roots, basically.
I'll agree with him on the general theming of it, because the Sun and Moon Amaterasu Tsukuyomi thing is really, really, like, the parallels are too much.
I would love an Amaterasu.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Gaijin Goomba's channel.
Alright, the thing I would disagree with him is I'm actually leaning more towards it could be Singapore. Because it looks...
Well, we shall see.
It looks temperate. And it looks like there's like a resort area south, or not south, but there's a resort area near what I imagine would be a fairly busy area. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and this could be based in the UK for all we know. But I don't think the UK.
People everywhere!
I don't think the UK
I'm a
has.
UK person. I'm a Brit here.
To be fair, besides Blackpool, I don't think you have many impressive resort towns, though.
I think it would be cool. It's kind of a shout out to the language thing.
That could be.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's an idea.
I'm more tempted to think it could be based on like the Iberian Peninsula. We're talking Spain, Portugal, even Italy. I would love it to be based on Italy.
Yes.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting indeed.
The reason I think this would be cool if they had based it on Italy and a lot of the cultural leanings of Italy is it's similar to Japan in that at certain time like at a certain time during the Middle Ages it was all feudal, so they would have really strong history but town by town instead of this big national identity, which is kind of like the way Kalos works. Everywhere you go in Kalos, it feels distinctly French. Whereas if you travel to different parts of Italy, there are noticeable differences between cities. Yeah, they share same architectural styles and everything, but there are strict distinctives. You'll know when you're in Milan versus when you're in Rome versus when you're in Venice versus when you're in Florence.
City in game.
And basing it in Italy would give them a decent excuse to put ruins in there.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm really good at the speculation thing. I should have done a video.
Okay, this has come into mind now. What do you think this new region is going to be called?
I don't know. Okay, this is why I have difficulty with the new region at the moment. 5th generation was the first time they diverged from the name of the region in Japanese versus the name of the region in English. The name of the region in Japanese was Ishu. The name of the region in English was Unova, or in other languages it was Unova. Which, they kind of did because, Ishu sounds like issue or tissue or whatever. And Unova is just...
meaning than the actual name there.
Yeah, like us being unwashed Westerners, they just decided to go with something that sounded cool with, Unova. X and Y is based in France, but its name comes from the Greek for beautiful, kalos. So they really pulled from different cultures for the naming. So I genuinely can't guess what they're going to call this new region because knowing them, they're probably going to chuck a name that'll just make us go, "Oh, that's why." But never, like, we can't assume it, like, we're not at a point where we can assume it yet.
I'm so looking forward to the reveals in the coming months. Holy cow.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I imagine they're going to be
know.
completely silent for the next month just to stir everyone up.
I
All right,
swear,
so-
Now that I think about it,
site I use every few hours.
now that I think about it, kind of. No, I lost it.
Okay. All right. So rewinding this back a bit.
It's okay. You do it all the time.
I would think that I almost lost my train of thought then. I would think that
I did.
I would think that this 7th region would be. I'm going to guess they're going to try and give it a decent sounding name across languages. If they bring it back to a Japanese name, that'll just toss speculation up. But speaking of speculation, it's going to be a drip feed. Everybody realizes, right, that from here until I'm expecting it to come out in either October or November, and the reason I'm expecting it to come out in either October or November is it lines up with the release dates. That's usually if they
That's
say
usually
later.
when it comes out, yeah.
Now I remember. When you mentioned the Italy resemblance thing, that it could be a possibility, then how would Sun and Moon relate to the Italy culture? That's what I'm thinking, because there could be a culture reference there.
There's the moon goddess of there's Luna, and then there's the Sun God Sol Invictus. So that's easy.
Well, in Kalos,
Yeah, so it could be something related to those two.
that's not really helpful.
Yeah, the Kalos legendary trio had almost nothing to do with the cultural.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're gonna be in
I mean,
It's like
if
you
I
had.
remember correctly, Xerneas was the legendary Pokemon of life. We have
Yveltal, which
the
was the
legendary
destruction.
kind of birds, the destruction
The
Pokemon.
angry destruction bacon
and
bird.
Yeah, big destruction bacon bird.
Angry destruction bacon bird. It's not that hard.
And yeah, and what was the Z Pokemon?
Zygarde.
I forget. Zygarde.
It was Zygarde.
I think. Yeah, Zygarde. Yeah, something about the balance or future evolution or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think they've properly
Because
explained him yet. They're kind of
No,
moving on without him.
That would have cleared some of the stuff up.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there's still a lot of questions.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's-
Pokemon is just
okay.
saving
So from
it, or if they're trying to do one of those slow reveal things where we find out more and more as each
Probably.
from the
But do you think
information
like a
he would
long-term story plot.
from the information that they've given out so
Yeah.
far.
Mm.
From the information that they've given out so far, Xerneas is like the Pokemon of like life and restoration. Yveltal is destruction and rebirth, like destruction and like death and destruction kind of thing. Xerneas is a rebirth thing, so it's just a thing. And Zygarde, yeah, Zygarde represents more of like the ecological cycle. It is a guardian of both.
I suppose if you think about it, it is
Right.
sort of like the Ouroboros. Like if you really stretch it.
Yeah, well, like look, they
Ouroboros.
It was based on the Nordic equivalent of that. So it's Snake Around the World. Xerneas was your J-Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's you've got the Norse.
I
Oh yeah, I
apologize.
totally forgot they were based on.
How
I will assist on the pronunciations if it ever comes to that. Let's go with the
However, with Zygarde, I nearly lost the name there. He has like 3 other forms as well.
I'm guessing that's
Apparently.
going to
Which
be
is-
explained more in the anime than in the games at the moment. I reckon the anime will get to it first because it is known that the Zygarde cell form or whatever it is in the anime. So I expect eventually that's going to come up either as an episode or as a movie.
I want a squishy.
I want to squishy.
Did we speculate last time that it was based on Jormungandr? No,
Yeah.
I thought it was
I can't remember, to be honest, from that last
I don't
episode.
think it was the last cast because I remember watching that. But
Yeah. I may have speculated it was Midgard Sormer instead, but yeah.
and the wolf form is very reminiscent of Finria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait. I think X, Y, and Z is airing now, and the movie's coming out soon. So
Yes.
There's going to be a whole
Explanations.
movie on the Zygarde thing, so I guess that will tell us.
I want to know
Yeah.
what type Magiona is. I love the precious thing. I want to know.
I'm thinking Steel Fairy because it
Yeah,
looks
that's what I'm
clockwork, which is obviously steel, but it also looks kind of fairy-ish.
I really
So
want to
I
know
strongly think
how much I love the type.
either that
Yeah.
or it feels psychic because of the name Magiana, which is sort of like
It
mage.
seems like it has to have steel in it, though.
Mm.
It's just from the looks of Magiana, she looks like a steel fairy type.
It really does. I really.
Yeah,
If they're going to still be pushing fairy, they're going to be making more of those. So I strongly think this is going to be Steel Fairy.
I think that's a good thing.
All the new
Yeah.
thing.
I would think that's the good thing about Pokemon's like general design is when they launch some like when they do their designs well, you can pick out its typing even before you know what its typing is.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping it's like the steel fairy type because it can counter some of the weakness, but it might be 4 times weaker to fire though. I
Honestly,
think.
It happens. Because there are already typings that have those sorts of weaknesses.
Yeah.
I don't really use my legendaries in battle anyway, so I just wanted
Yeah.
to.
I just put them up so I can look at them. That's about it.
Exactly.
They are really nice Pokemon for some of them anyway. I mean, with some of the Pokemon that I'm actually using in the IPL, I picked them because I can, one, somewhat draw them in one shape or form, and two, they're my favourite Pokemon, some of them, so...
Mm.
I'm surrounded by Pokemon plushies, and none of them are my favorites.
We don't even have half of the
All
plushies
night
that
if
we
I
actually
list
own
off all my
out.
favorites.
Oh, I honestly, when Pokemon Tournament comes out, I want an Amiibo Gardevoir. That's what
Me
I
too.
want, and this
Holy
is the
crap, I want
Lucario I
those.
want here.
I'm just happy for
I Gardevoir.
Giara Pika because he got to meet both Macho Misty, and I think he got noticed by the guys from Bulbapedia. So
Nice.
he's obviously gotten a lot more celebrity attention than I have. So I'm not jealous of you. I'm glad you're popular. You're good.
I mean, I got build a baby Pikachu here. He's adorable.
Yeah,
Pikachu
there's a-
is adorable, aren't you?
I have both a Nidorina and a Nidorino plushie, and I'm very happy with that. My Nidorino is somewhere else, but I've got one.
In case no one realized this.
Yeah. What the hell? No.
I also have a Ninetales plushie,
You do.
and a pink Butterfree, and a Slowpoke, and I put a top hat on it.
You have many plushies.
Yeah.
And lest we forget, atop my computer is Einstein.
Mm. I think the other two are in here.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm going to put
Mine's
my
on the
thinking cap on.
bookshelf. My little Eevee of that one is on the bookshelf.
Don't you slip.
Oh, adorable.
All right. So, while he's sleeping, just going back in, Gen 7. We are going to be pretty much reporting on Gen 7 for the next, I don't know, 24 IPL casts until this thing launches.
Yeah.
That's it. We're set. This is best news day ever. It's like,
All
yeah,
we
we're just.
need is one new thing every 2 weeks, and we're set.
All we pretty much need to do is speculate wildly every 2 weeks as new information comes in, and we're good. We are so good. It's one of those things, I think, where we're going to be, if I remember right, I lost sleep for an entire week in the build-up to Gen 6 just because I had to do so much over... I had to do so much over... Guys, like just saying, when the IPL rebranded itself, and just in time for Gen 6 launch, the amount of sleep I lost in the week leading up to that was insane.
Oh, yeah. Because you were also trying to launch that music video.
I was, so that all came out at about the same time, and then I had, like, my only reward was that I had X and Y downloaded onto my 3DSs and ready to go.
What, that music video for the IPL?
Yeah, that took a week. Solid week.
Is that video still up or no?
That video's
Yeah,
still up.
you
I
can
think
still find the link.
You can still find it.
I think it's on the homepage still, isn't it?
It's not on the homepage. It's on. It's on a previous thing. It's like it's a Vimeo link. That video's still up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check that.
Don't worry. I've seen prettier
Because,
things that are gonna happen before Sun and
Yeah,
Moon launch.
it's just when I tried to do it last, it said it wouldn't let me.
I'm not going to I can't spoil anything, but there's pretty things.
Coming up in the IPL, I get the impression you're scurrying around vaccines lately.
Oh yeah. Don't you doubt it. I am lurking. I am really lurking.
Yeah, I might not be like
fan.
I may not be like the admin part of the IPL or anything, but I do want to try my best to help out, basically. But I've been busy and
Remember, just let us know.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're here. You're helping us host IPLcast. This is like
Maybe
this
I
is
should make another Pokemon trainer card of like one of my characters being a news reporter from the IPL podcast or something. I don't know.
It's up to you. But I'm just gonna point out. I'll point out that this is the most regular thing that happens to the IPL
I know.
currently until we chuck another event in this year. But currently, totally we're totally IPL casting it until we run this show to the ground.
Mm.
I'm excited though.
7th gen, man. Like we've been waiting what 3 years. 3 years. And
Usual wait
And
time.
I thought, that was coming out at was it 2017, which would be like actually kind of
it would sync up
relevant.
with sync up with the US release, but they want, because this is an international release, they want to do it with the Japanese dates.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm also not surprised that they be releasing a major game this year, considering it's the 20th anniversary.
Mhm.
Yes.
And also because of their recent behavior of announcing a game not too long relatively to when it actually launches, I am not surprised that they're expecting to launch it this year. I heard that it's actually been in the works for about 6 years now, which is the longest they've ever worked on a game.
Well, I come to
So it's probably already mostly done.
What? 6 years?
Pokemon we got this gen. I think part of it was because they were making all those 3D models.
Mm.
Holy
We
cow!
got over 700 3D models to make.
I'm just checking on the I'm just checking on a couple of those things, on whether or not the development time was actually 6 years. 'Cause
I heard
looked
it
back-
somewhere. I don't remember where. I think it was Pokey Beach or something.
Yes, I remember. I remember I remember reading the article about it being in development for 6 years. I also remember that article wasn't about Sun and Moon.
Is that it? Am I mixing things up?
Yeah. You're mixing it up. You're mixing it up.
Oh,
What
okay,
were you
so-
talking about?
We have to talk about this, and I'm just gonna link this over with the chat so everybody can have a look. But this was a this is an
Okay.
article that came out before they announced Sun and Moon, talking about the leaks of the next Pokemon game. They were technically right, but this was a joke article about the re-releases, the Gen 1 re-releases.
no. Mm.
It's not really a joke article per se, because they were actually the next games to be released. Like, they were the upcoming Pokemon games when this thing was written. So they're technically correct. Still a dick move, but yeah.
I'm
basically,
still loading it up, basically,
Alright.
so I
Yeah,
can't
but
see it at the moment.
basically, it's like, okay, it's been in development for 6 years. Junichi Masuda was only composer and programmer. Yeah, he was like, what, 19 when he did these?
Oh my god.
There's no character customization. You can only play as the male character. The first gym leader specializes in rock, the second in water, the third in electric.
Special
Oh,
attack and
James.
special defense
Oh.
merged into one stat called special.
Yeah, Darksteel and Fairy will be removed from the game to simplify things. I'm like, yeah, no. Pokemon has engaged in increasing complexity since Gen 1. They don't plan to stop now.
In 10 years, we'll probably have another type.
Oh, that would be insane. Like, completely.
The question
I
is,
would,
what type would that be?
yeah, that would be completely insane.
That's the one.
Right.
The light of sound seems to be the most popular fan one.
That'd be.
Light
I'm
or
not-
sound?
Hmm.
I think sound.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to go through the same hoops you did with Gen 6, where you retroactively declared Pokemon a certain type.
Yeah, it's just I'm thinking sound because we already have some Pokemon that focus basically on like either the vocals or sounds.
I'm thinking Exploud.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Bronzong.
I'm thinking of that bat Pokemon.
Sound sounds too much more like an attribute than an actual type, though. I think if they were going to go with anything,
True.
it'd be light, but then I also don't expect that they would ever do light just because Psychic tends to cover
That
that.
could be wood, and then they would have to retype a bunch of grass types.
But then for light, then that could be another weakness to dark, I think. So.
I think they struggled to actually bring balance to the typing system after Fairy was announced.
Yeah.
I don't think they're planning to burn bridges a second time around.
I thought
Probably
we
not.
had another type after Dark and Steel, so
The point of Fairy was to balance Dragon, though, because Dragon had a lot of resistances, and there was only
and
really
Psychic
Dragon
could
and
not
Ice
fight
that
it.
would work against it.
Yeah, no, those two types were dominant throughout the first 3 generations. So, like, actually being able to control it with Fairy was a decent decision, I thought. Retroactively changing Pokemon to Fairy was like, all right, kind of hit and miss in some respects.
I know a lot of competitive
it's
players
understandable.
celebrated Fairy type.
It's understandable that they did change some of the types because they did that in Gen 2 when they announced Dark and Steel. I think it's just so that you have more availability of those types and also to just improve the balancings because there's not much point introducing a whole new type to balance out a different type if there's only like 1 or 2 Pokemon that is of that type. It doesn't work that way.
Dark and Steel were brilliant additions to second generation just because they expanded the
Psychic type needed nothing so bad.
Yeah, they expanded the typing so well and actually helped to balance out the type chart that they have been the foundational. They have been part of the foundational elements of Pokemon typing all the way to X and Y.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm expecting from Sun and Moon is to have the seasonal cycle, the night and day cycle.
Oh, if they could combine the
And
seasonal
also
cycle
with
and
the
the night and day, please.
If they have all 3 of those in there, mostly 2 of them, which is the season cycle and then night and day cycle, I would be a very happy trainer.
Oh, I don't know if you guys know, the one thing about any Pokemon game that would make me a very happy trainer is customizable trainers.
Yes,
Well, yeah, no duh.
they may have not included it in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because I felt kind of like they were nostalgia grabbing there. It just
no.
needed something silly to remove.
I may have
from
said
the
this
later
before.
games.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are gigantic nostalgia kicks in the pants, almost the same way X and Y were. It's like, ooh, that hit hard.
But the Delta episode was the coolest thing ever to happen in a main series game. Oh my god!
Okay, the Delta episode in particular was when I was looking at the Delta episode, I was just like. I was like,
I just noticed in this podcast now, I just noticed in this podcast right now, there's 3 of us girls against you, Gino.
Yeah, like, this isn't new to me. This is totally not new to me.
I was also glad I didn't have to use my bike on the Sky Pillow again. Ugh.
Just gonna point out, Katie, regarding the host waiting story of my freaking life.
Fully clever.
So I apologize.
I'm not like, that's like there's no point to apologize. It's actually a good mix that there's like a majority of girls on this cast as opposed to the one guy. But yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about it. It's cool, man. All right. We have spent somewhere along the lines of, I think, 40 minutes discussing the one headline. Maybe we should go to the next one.
Yes.
We've got a few more. Let's discuss Magiana or Magiana.
Magiana is announced in English.
Magiana.
Magirna?
It's actually it's pretty much going to be pronounced the same way in both English and Japanese. So Magiana has been announced in English with the English spelling of its name being Magearna. So it's probably going to be pronounced pretty much identically. The rest of the announcement was just already known info about its involvement in the Volcanion movie, which is scheduled for release later this year. But yeah, unless they're going to change it to Magiana, it's probably going to be exactly the same.
To be honest, I'm still going to call it Magiana no matter what other people say. Magiana is just the best name you could come up with ever.
Oh, you know, Arceus, Arceus. Let's not like split hairs about it. It's
Yeah, it's the same freaking name, but people have different affirmations.
All right, remember, everybody, no starting flame wars about the pronunciation of Pokemon names. We've been wrong before, we will be wrong again.
Yeah, please and thank you. Thank you very much, Knight.
But yeah,
I used to pronounce Gardevoir wrong for years. I always called it a Gardevoir.
I did that too, actually.
Honestly, I'm going to say this right now. It's fine how you pronounce the Pokemon name as long as people know what you mean.
Exactly.
But that was my problem. I think I mispronounced something and people didn't know which Pokemon I was referring to.
Oh,
Which was?
I'm trying to remember which one it was. I'm racing through my memory trying to figure out where I derped up. I've been pretty good with names so far. I've actually pronounced names like Suicune before I realized it's actually pronounced Suicune.
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 Yeah.
What?
It's Suicune.
Suicune?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know anymore.
pronounced a Kyogre for years.
I said Kyogre! I was so bad!
Kyogre.
I used to say Groudon.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Is it Pidgeot or Pidgeot? That's one thing.
Well, if you say Pidgeot, you.
Name in the anime as a kid, or I would have never gotten it right.
I would rather be a Pidgeot than a Pidgeot. Just.
Pidgeot sounds
definitely
more like a
Pidgeot.
third Av than Pidgeot. Pidgeot sounds like the first
Look,
Av.
Pidgeot isn't Pidgeotic. It's yeah.
Why?
I regret nothing.
Next thing you know, you're going to get me on a laughing fit.
I'm sorry. I'm studying linguistics. This sort of like pronunciation craziness just gets at me from all angles.
And today's pronunciation lesson is how to say... Which Pokemon was it again?
Pidgeot.
And remember, students, when it comes to pronunciation, leave the rules at home. Thus endeth the lesson.
I just came out of nowhere. It's just so funny.
Okay. So, Magiana. I'm just going to go with Magiana.
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 This is good.
I want people to
my
put
God.
the GIF of Magiana, or is it GIF? I don't know.
That sounds so wrong.
This is the problem. This is the Pandora's box of pronunciation mayhem you're about to introduce.
Oh my God!
It's like a tin of troubles that just flip it in, and it's all sorts of mayhem.
Oh my God! I've got a bit of watery eyes. I'm crying over here.
Yep. Okay, so whatever its name is, I'm going to assume it's a legendary, and I'm going to assume it's coming out in Gen 7. And I'm also going to assume it's Steel Fairy, and I'm going to assume that when it comes out, it's going to have a decent-looking model with impossible mechanics and moving stuff.
It'd be really cool if it had moving gears. Sort of like steampunky. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It looks steampunky, actually.
Do we know?
But like the model, because they move in the games now, that'd be cool if it included actual moving gears. Sort of like Kling Clang, but smaller.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
it could look so cool if everything all rotated and stuff.
So from what I understand, it is 3 feet 3 inches high. So it's about that.
Since that's a Sylveon.
Yeah, And it is 177 and a half
Actually,
pounds.
heavy.
It's about it's 177 and a half pounds. So it's
There's
chunky.
been a couple of theories on what Morgiana is from, actually.
It
Because
said it
I
was
think the
man-made
top
about
theory
500 years ago, so it might have been made during the steampunk era of whatever the world is.
I love that we have now classified Pokemon as having a steampunk era.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Well, look,
It's
if
kind of
this
like-
is another Europe-themed game, then logically...
Okay, I just want to make this point. I want to...
Make it. Go.
I just want to make this point. Because the top theory for most of the Pokemon fans at the moment is that Magiana was officially supposed to... Well, not officially, but apparently supposed to be the first ever Pokeball in the first functional Pokeball.
Quite possible, because a Pokeball is clearly the inspiration for the design.
Why
Yeah,
would
and
you
if
make
you
your
look at
Pokeball
the-
sentient?
No, because if you look at the center of Magiana's torso area, there's two colors there, which are blue and red.
Yeah.
And apparently they showed concept of one of the Pokeballs, I think, that was exactly those colors, blue and red.
I mean, a Great Ball?
I think it was concept art from there.
I
No, not like
remember
a great
seeing-
ball. It's just one top was red and the bottom part was blue. So not a great ball to be exact.
I'm trying to figure out where it's from because I do have the early concept pieces for this thing, and
Yeah.
strange. Yeah.
And
no,
I'm thinking, is it possible that we might have custom Pokeballs, basically? Because I know there's different varieties of Pokeballs, but could there be customized Pokeballs that we could do with them?
I
Being
would
able
lose.
to draw your own art onto a Pokeball.
I'm sorry. If you said no. See, they already gave us the ability to add flair whenever a Pokeball opened.
If they bring Pokeseals back, make them less of a hassle. I loved them, but they were a pain.
Yeah. No. I want them to put customizable Pokeballs that actually have stat differences and stuff. Since we already know about
Yeah.
we already know about capture rates and stuff.
Yeah.
Or give us the ability to forge and or expand. Give us the full range of Pokeballs like we've had for
So
six
sort of
generations.
like a 7th generation Kurt.
What I'm saying is I want a 7-Eleven that has Pokeballs that I can shop for. If
They
I go
kind
to
of had that in Lumio, so they had a Pokeball shop.
Except maybe
They had the Pokeball shop, but I'm talking about actual customizable Pokeballs that you can actually color design and all that, basically. So
Yeah, I'd probably clue in for something like that. I don't know how they'd implement it, but if they did that, that would that'd throw me off in a good way.
Yeah, they
literally.
they kind of done that in the other Pokemon
I
version.
wouldn't know anywhere. I was just drawing my Pokeball.
Yeah.
I would totally lose my mind if they added anything customizable other than the trainers at this point. So
Yeah.
if
It's
they
just,
added,
if I remember correctly, it was one of the Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum. That was it, because they had the kind of shell thing for the Pokeball, and you could put patterns on it and all that, basically.
what you're thinking, yeah.
Those, but they became kind of a hassle if you wanted to do anything with your PC boxes.
Yes. But if it's possible that they can kind of implement that, but in a different way, and make it customizable for trainers to actually design them, then that'll be great.
I would love to see that. Again, we are months away from the launch of Sun and Moon, so I don't know what they're going to throw in there. But I do want more customizable things, even if that means I get to customize my truck / bike / bus.
I want that skateboard we never got.
Oh, that'd be great. I would be happy with the different.
Wait, was that one of the concept screenshots for X and Y then?
No, that was one of the
skateboard instead
concept
of roller
screenshots for
skates?
Gen 2. That went all the way back to Gen 2. Yeah,
They
one of the
were-
first concept drawing. One of the first.
Instead of a bike, but they scrapped it.
Yeah. One of the first concept screenshots they had
Oh
showed
my
somebody
God.
traveling on a skateboard.
And in Pokemon Special, Gold has a skateboard as a reference to that.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. So this goes back. This is old school.
Mm.
Oh my God. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they did add rollerblades to
I want those to
X
come
and
back. I
Y.
don't think they will, but I want them.
I was totally in for that because A, I had Air Gear flashbacks, and B, it totally works for Lumio
Oh,
City.
come on. Hey, yeah, come on.
I know my trainer Sona injured herself multiple times in the stupid thing.
Yeah.
I was like looking at X and Y, and I'm like, all right, at which point does this stop being Pokemon and start being Jet Grind Radio? Because I can do tricks, I can do jumps, I can like rush past pedestrians. And then they threw in Pokemon Battle, so that's good. I especially like the fact that in Kalos in particular there's a vineyard. Somebody just plopped an abandoned vineyard that you then use to mercilessly breed berries. All right, so let's move quickly past Magiana and talk about some shiny tins.
Shiny tins. New TCG tins will be available in America starting May 18th and feature the shiny versions of Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde. There is a possibility that there will be a distribution of the shinies around the same time, so those of you in America should keep an eye out.
I thought
The
they were
tins
just
will
like,
actually come with a shiny Xerneas and a shiny Yveltal trading card. Although the Zygarde,
Interesting.
the Zygarde is apparently not a shiny.
no, the Zygarde looks the Zygarde. Oh, hold on, wait, yeah, that'd still be amazing. I mean,
I love Yveltal shiny. It's creepy and it's great.
I wonder if it would be tournament legal to let loose Bacon Yveltal.
I mean, if they kind of, well, there is like the Pokemon like gaming one, the Pokemon like with X, Y, and all that. I think some Pokemon may not be official in for the tournament thingy. I think. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
I was talking about the TCG more than anything.
I know. I was just thinking like something similar. Because some cards, I think you're not allowed in the thing for reasons. I don't know. I'm getting confused with both game and cards. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not a card player.
The
I don't
metaphor.
know what the TCG rules are. Don't even ask me.
No, yeah, well, the TCG rules are pretty simple. If they say you can't play certain cards, then you can't play certain cards. It's not so much about the rules as they're like special cards. Like
I am
can't
sure
play.
we'll back a ban list, so.
Yeah. For the life of me, I can't play Ancient Mew despite the fact that, you could probably like all of the text and the attacks actually are actual functional on an Ancient Mew card, but no one can understand it, so it's open to misinterpretation. The other one was yeah, no, I imagine they would be tournament legal. I don't think I would see decks with them. They like people are coming up with better strategies on the TCG than anything when it comes to these, and they rely less on legendaries than just power hitting EXs now.
Card games like cutthroat, man.
Oh yeah. No, you don't need to tell me about it. The the local VGC and TCG scene here in this remote outpost of a former British colony in Oceania is brutal.
I've got a friend that plays Magic competitively, so.
Yeah, see, like the thing is though is that like Magic controls its power blocks really well. Like this is just a TCG analysis standpoint, whereas in the Pokemon TCG, it's so dominated by EXs now that it's hard to form a metagame against EXs at this
So
point.
it's kind of like the Yu-Gi-Oh competitive scene.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's not about how well your deck strategy is; it's how many stars you can dish out on the first turn. All right, so.
But there's that also break mechanic as well. So
There's a what?
that Pokemon break mechanic when they turn gold.
Oh, okay. Hold on. It's in
So
here somewhere.
I'm just thinking, will that obviously change up the game as well for the cards?
Oh no, the break mechanics. I think the break mechanics are stupid, actually. Were you talking about these things?
It's not so much the
Yes.
mechanic I have a problem with, it's just the card design.
Oh,
I
because
do
they
not
have
like
this,
the gold.
but they've got bling. They're shiny and they've got bling
It
bling.
just looks like someone's rubbed a really bad texture onto a model.
To be fair, these are the guys who did the
Honestly.
original textures. Too.
Oh, I
It's
know
just-
who
it's just-
did it. I'm just saying, poor choice.
See, this is
Japanese
having
card.
this is the reason, huh?
That's totally a Japanese card. I recognize that back.
Yeah.
We got
had,
some from our friend in Japan.
We had some from our Geodude. So yeah, so I've totally got cards of different types.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind a shiny gold chestnut. To be honest.
Shiny gold chestnut. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
I want a shiny gold chestnut. I'll stick to my shiny blue Granova any day, though.
All right, so
Especially when it mega evolves.
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
so both break cards, but different backs. Oh, okay. So, besides the TCG, let's quickly move out of the TCG and talk about something that actually released yesterday, as opposed to wildly speculating about things that haven't come out yet.
Wait, what? Something released yesterday?
Yeah, something was released
Gen 1 is
yesterday.
now out on 3DS. Generation 1 is officially available on the 3DS Store app worldwide, allowing fans to reap the nostalgia benefits of the original series as it was originally presented, and oh my god, why is everything critical hitting? This is so unfair. I had 5 critical hits in a row from a Mankey using low kick.
Ah, yes, you are reliving the pain.
Red, blue, and yellow.
I've got yellow at the moment, actually. It was one of the games I never really had the chance to play as much as blue.
But looks like all the ghosts are by poison.
Wearing my version color. Represent.
Same. Though
On a
mine
similar
is
note-
like a vixen here, so
I don't have
That's
any
no fiction.
red clothes. I have a red ball. I have a red ball. See, I have a red ball.
Red version over blue version.
funny enough, actually, I have never played in the first generation Pokemon Red. My brother had
Wow.
it, but I never had a chance to get
I
it.
Now's
had
your
both
chance.
red and blue,
Yes,
but my brother had
indeed.
yellow, so I haven't actually been able to play it as much.
Now, this more than anything.
I'm gonna get
this
all
is when-
three.
More than anything, this is when you should be playing it, because why exactly? Did you read out the rest of this stuff? The
On a
article?
similar note, Pokemon Sun and Moon announcement late on Friday has also revealed that Pokemon obtained in the Gen 1 re-release can be transferred via Pokemon Bank to Generation 7 games. It is still unconfirmed if Gen 1 Pokemon can be sent to Gen 6 games, but it is expected to be unlikely. Has anyone actually tried yet?
You can't.
No.
It doesn't work. That functionality isn't built into Pokemon Bank
I
yet.
hope we get a virtual console version of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, so I can have.
That would be so good.
I love those games.
I will Ampharos my way back up.
I still have them, but I
have
suspect
Soul
that
my way through my soul. Who is kidding? Soul Silver, actually, but
I will totally do
Oh
this.
my
But,
God.
yeah. No. I want the Gen 1 version. Gen 1. I am going to, when I have time, I will sit down and play this sucker and remember all of the childhood stories I had regarding Gen 1. Like how I bought
I actually have my physical cartridges of Gen 1 in my room.
Me too.
Me too.
I've still got those.
I think
They
I've
might
still
still
got
work.
I still got
Maybe.
those as well.
I totally still walk, and I have a Game Boy Advance SP somewhere that I can play them on.
Hooray!
I still have my original Game Boy. that I can play them on. I've just got to get batteries for it.
I've got one of the Pokemon Special Edition Game Boy Colors.
Oh,
Ooh.
those were cool. I've just got a red Game Boy Color.
I've got a green one.
Actually, my SP is a Pokemon Special Edition too. It was the ones that came out when Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, although the Charizard was rubbed off the top.
Oh,
of the
that's
game.
cool.
That's cool.
All I have is like a Xerneas 3DS that's seen it's been battle worn.
My red but my red X5 3DS died, so now I've got the Legend of Zelda Special Edition one.
I've always wanted the Majora's Mask 3DS, but I can't justify buying a new one when I've already got a perfectly working 3DS.
I was actually
Legend of
hoping.
Zelda one, not the Majora's one.
I was actually wondering whether or not the announcement would say for the new 3DS, because that would have made her scream in anguish.
Honestly, I'm still planning to get one. I just have not done it yet.
I don't see the need if I don't have any new 3DS exclusive games and a perfectly working 3DS. I've
my
never
3DS
bought
died
the upgraded versions of the handhelds unless I really had to. I've got the original DS, the one where you could still stick advanced games in the bottom.
You've got two.
I've got that.
Oh, sorry. No, I was thinking. Oh, sorry. You have two 3DSs.
I think the only one that I have the newer version of is the Game Boy Advance, because I got the SP. I never had the actual original Game Boy
SP
Advance.
is so much nicer to the back.
It is. It was so much better.
It was so infuriating. Playing Ruby and
One
Sapphire.
of my friends had the original Game Boy Advance, and she had to use this light that clipped on that you would shine, and you couldn't.
Oh God, I remember that for the Game Boy.
Suffering.
I remember that on the gray brick Game Boy. Like long road trips playing Tetris, like in the evening, and
trying to shine the Game Boy onto the street lamps as you drove.
Yeah. No, you hope.
Happy to use one. They had these lights you could actually attach into the slot at the top and hang over your screen.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It did nothing. You couldn't see anything.
No,
just all the glare.
My thing had this stupid glass thing that went on the front, and then a light thing that went directly overhead.
Exactly that. It was so annoying.
And it would latch onto the grooves on the back and on the front of the Game Boy, and it was so infuriating because the batteries on that thing had one of those screw lids. So pretty much if you were on a road trip and those suckers die while you're on the night trip, you're screwed.
Oh, and let's talk about how if you didn't position that light just right, it was a joke. You might as well have not had it.
Yeah, pretty much. See, this is what you whippersnappers didn't have to deal with.
Get out of my
Back in my day, we had to deal without backlights. Suddenly turned into somebody 5 years older than myself.
Anyway, I am planning to get a new 3DS, the new 3DS anyway, certain type, the smaller version of it because it just feels nice in my hands. Plus, of the customized plate.
Yeah. I would like Go on this thing, please.
I know. I half expect Go might not be able to run on my old
Go.
I am built. I've got the bag to adventure with. I've got a notebook with Pokeball designs all over it. I am.
Go outside and exercise because of Go, guys. Thank you.
I will. Megan will face the Daystar to catch Pokemon.
Anyway, I was trying to stay with the 3DS thing and all that. I am getting the new 3DS. I just need a bigger SD card, like a 64 gigabyte SD card for it.
They're really cheap to come by now. They're fairly cheap to come by now, and for not that much actually. You don't need the.
I think.
Yeah, you can get like Class 2, Class 4 cards for like chips.
Yeah, I am actually planning to get a 64 small SD card for the new 3DS, so I can have like all my games in that basically. Because having the 32 gigabyte SD card is just not enough.
The only thing I don't like about the new 3DS right now, and this is a big worry for me because like it's a design flaw that I wish they fixed, is that there's no holder slot for the card. It's free hanging from the thing
This
through a
is what I'm
latch.
talking about, folks. It's
Mhm.
scary because you're terrified it's gonna pop out.
No, that's not it. That's
Oh,
not the one. It's on the smaller new 3DS. The
oh,
slot
I
that
meant
has
the XL.
yeah. The micro SD card slot on that thing, it
Oh,
has
the
the latch. Yeah,
slot.
has a ZIF. It's not. Yeah, it's a minimal insertion force slot at the back of the screw lid. So you actually have to take the rear lid off and
Oh,
then
that's
put the micro SD
irritating.
card in there. Yeah,
Mm.
but the problem is that it falls off, which is
Ooh.
what you don't want to do when you're playing, because it's
Oh,
gonna
No.
interrupt
you
your
had
data.
you
have
had that
lost
happen
more-
to you.
I have lost more progress in games because I dropped a system and something popped out.
Yeah,
Mm.
no, the 3DS cartridge itself doesn't pop out as often. I think it does, almost as much as this one does. But
Mm.
the main problem I had is with the SD card because like for most of the stuff that I play digital. So Megan gets the physical copies, I get the digital copies.
Oh, that's a cool way to roll.
Yeah. Losing the micro SD thing is like a freak out. So I actually back up a lot more often than they
know,
would even seem
You
safe.
have that situation. Did you use your contact? No, I lost a lot more. Nobody knows.
Well, though, if you store a backup of the thing, you can pull off a full restore, which is what I do. I'll back it up from time to time, but still, the fact that you
Yeah.
can't reliably expect the thing to stay in there, because it'll go into my bag, it'll endure the rigors of travel and all of that stuff. If it can't do that job properly, I'm really worried.
You could.
Like,
This is a really makeshift solution, but that's duct tape.
No, because I'm like, well, yeah, possibly. I'm like, if we're gonna DIY it, I am going to take the name of Blue Tack and I am just gonna jam it in there just to make sure the thing stays glued in.
Oh my god.
Don't use blue tack. Don't use that because in the heat, blue tack actually melts and you might damage something.
Yeah.
Fair. But
Yeah, sorry about that. There we go.
But the thing about the thing about the Nintendo 3DS is like the old 3DS and the 3DS XL and the new 3DS XL are both are all fairly good at enduring rigors while they're on. So you
Yeah.
could pop them in a bag and you could travel and drive around or take a train and they'll be fine. Yeah, the smaller new 3DS is really stylish and it's got interchangeable faceplate, but I don't know whether or not they compromised with regards to the structure instead
So what
of
do you guys
That helps you could drive
suggest
a car.
that I should get? The
if you're seriously into the customizable faceplates, totally. Like I would still recommend the new 3DS, but what I would say to that is if you're going to get it, remember to back up your data whenever when you load something up on there, and don't do what I do and actually put it on an adventure bag, which is it'll rock like that. I am on public transport. I sling my bag around quite a bit. I do a bit of walking. It's not usually force you expect the 3DS to deal with, but all my other 3DSs have endured it so far.
okay.
All right, so let's go. Let's cycle this all the way back from Amazing Tangent Land to Gen 1. They are introducing the ability to patch this over to Sun and Moon. I'm going to imagine close to release, if not shortly after, actually.
I imagine.
Yeah.
This functionality won't come in until the game until it's good and ready, which means that we pretty much have from now until when it comes out to catch as many Pokemon as possible. Thankfully, we have the ability to trade wirelessly now. But I think it's local wireless, so it's not too bad. I just need to find or.
I'm so glad they figured out a way to keep us without having to use cords, even though we're playing Gen 1. I hated those cords.
Oh, I know.
I was the only one
Pain
with
in
the
the
cord.
butt.
I got a link cable, and I was really popular for about 6 months.
I bought one copy of each and traded with myself.
That I
No.
okay. All right. So I wonder if anybody else did this. If you had 2 copies, did you transfer each of the other starters over and then just restart the game on the second one until you had all
Yes.
3 on your first team, and then you
Yes.
just started the game normally in the other one?
Yeah.
And then you
Kind
didn't
of.
realize that the badges and level limits, and you were
And then you realize once you get to level 10, they don't listen anymore.
listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So does anybody
Yeah,
actually
that's
want
always
to?
the downside of that.
Before-
I think I transferred Bulbasaur, and Red wanted to kill me.
It's like
The
my
problem
French.
is you needed him to be like level 12 for Brock, but once he got
But
past level 10, they
no.
wouldn't listen anymore, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I
but
had them
in Yellow,
up
however,
when they stop listening to you.
Yeah.
in Yellow, however, you get the chance to actually get all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
in blue and red.
Who likes you?
No,
This is-
in Yellow, you get the chance to
You
get
do
all
in
3
Yellow,
of them
yeah.
for the journey.
Yeah,
Get all
you do.
three of
But in Red and Blue, you don't.
Yellow?
Yeah.
I have to tell you how to break your heart. Drop your Pikachu off with the daycare man. It will make the most forlorn, heartbreaking sound ever.
Oh.
Oh.
And I felt so bad when it cried.
I would never abandon you. I would never abandon you.
I will never abandon Pika Pika. No, never abandon Pika Pika.
I would never abandon you, even though you won't come until a generation after. I will never abandon you. Okay, so, right. Gen 1, everybody, it's out now. You can get Gen 1 with all of the improved functionality. I still haven't actually confirmed whether or not Missing No is still in here.
Just as a heads up, if you are not familiar with Gen 1, don't try to use Gust on bugs. It may call it a flying type move, but it functions as a normal type move. This is the reason why I
It is
traded
actually until fairly well into the generations, Gust was a normal physical type move.
But it said it
Yeah.
was flying in the game. It just didn't.
No. In the game it says normal because I had a Pidgey and I checked, but yeah, you'd think it's a flying type, but it's not.
So they may not have actually changed a lot of the programming in this thing.
No, I don't think they touched anything, and I suspect you can get Missing No. I suspect.
Okay.
So I
if
don't
you-
know if you could
I
ever
think
could in Yellow version.
somebody said they'd confirmed the Mew glitch, but they didn't provide any evidence. So
The Missing No glitch. See, the thing about the Missing No glitch is that it's stupidly easy to pull off, and there's no repercussions if you there's no repercussions if you don't save. It's not gonna hurt your thing any. So you can confirm that it's there, and take screenshots, and not have to deal with the consequences of Missing No.
But back
I
in
know-
the day, it didn't, so.
the amount of
Yeah.
people that accidentally triggered Missing Number back in the day.
Accidentally triggered Missing No.
I was terrified of surfing at Celadon as a kid because I was terrified I was going to trigger this thing.
Accidentally triggered Missing No. The sequence of events you have to go to actually get it into place, to pull the buffer underflow that triggers Missing No.
Mm.
It's like you have to listen to a drunk. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to listen to a guy who hasn't had his morning coffee.
I love that edit! Although my favorite edit is in Gen 4 when he was talking about his balls and they left out the joke with the gold nugget.
Oh my god! No!
Remember, kids, Pokemon is a lot more adult than you think. All right, so let's move on from Gen 1. If you don't have it yet, get it, play it, enjoy the nostalgia, mess around with other people for hashtag Pokemon 20.
I remember when the
Pokemon.
old man who hadn't had his coffee, that always seemed odd to me. When I learned later in life that he was actually drunk, I went, oh, that makes more sense!
What's that?
Sorry, I just posted this on Twitter. Gina used sleep.
God.
It was not very effective.
Gino! That scared the crap out of me. What the WTF?
I'm sorry, what? I'm not. I'm in the business of nostalgia. This is the first time I've heard it being turned into a jump scare.
Oh my god, that was creepy.
That was my wake up picture.
Well, you wake up and just scare the crap out of me.
I thought it was a bum.
That's okay. I get accused of being that quite often. Pokemon nostalgia. Do you want to hear the stupidest thing I've done in terms of Pokemon stories?
Go on.
All right. So I've got 2 Pokemon file deleted stories. The first was with Blue.
Mhm.
I had started.
Oh, I remember that one.
Okay, so I drew a Caterpie. I drew a Caterpie and I think a Butterfree and a Metapod, I think, on a piece of paper while I was at class, and my friend goes like, "Oh, my brother plays that game," and I'm like, "What game? What is this game?" "Oh, it's on the Game Boy." I'm like, "All right, I'll lend it to you." So he lends it to me, and then I play, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, somebody's already got a save file. You know what? I'll just start a new game. Delete the old save file."
Boxes.
Yeah, so I accidentally deleted my classmate's brother's Blue save game.
File. Yeah.
Because
Yep.
PC boxes saved when you used them.
You know, I didn't actually know. I wasn't. Considering I had played this blind, I had no idea going into it. So I just.
Mudkip!
I made that same mistake when I was a kid.
Oh, Linux joined. What?
Yeah, the Mudkip has joined.
The Mudkip is here.
Hey.
You are here. You are here by virtue of us running severely over time. But we'll keep going.
You know, nostalgia stories. I've got a great one to share.
Okay.
Oh,
All
go
right.
on.
I'll do my second story and then you can go with yours. My second story was when I had Silver. I was like that was the first time I actually had a Pokemon game of my own. I was crazy playing this thing. I had a Game Boy Color. I was so fast. I would play during the night. I would lose sleep. This was at my grandma's house. My cousin got hold of the game.
Oh no.
No. Don't tell me he did what you did.
He did what I did. I had logged more than 75 hours. I had logged about 75 hours into that game. And I realized he was playing from scratch because I saw him going through I think it was New Barktown.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing through, like, he was just playing through, and I'm like, I was like, "Oh crap, did you save? Oh crap, he saved!" And I yelled at him, and then I got told off for yelling at him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so pretty much.
How you did of his blue.
Yeah. No, karma came back to bite me a generation later. All right, so let's hear yours.
Story of Yellow and how I learned that fire moves melt ice. So I had not a very good team. They were underleveled, they were unbalanced. I was still a kid and thought Blizzard was a better move than Ice Beam, etc., etc. And I had gotten up to a Gary in Yellow. Now all my Pokemon are fully evolved and stuff, but I was underleveled and stuff. And Gary was kicking my ass every time. But I had saved before I talked to him, so I either had to take the loss or muscle through. Now, his Alakazam, Psychic types in Gen 1, was tearing my team apart. So I'm spamming, like, you know, my Fire Blast, my etc. And I get a Blizzard on his Alakazam, and it freezes him. I go, great, I can actually kill this thing. Freezes permanent, Gen 1. So I decided to switch out for what I felt was a stronger Pokemon, my Charizard. I used Fire Blast. It took me about 2 frozen again. And I was like, that's how I learned that fire melts ice.
You get the clap from us for that one.
Oh my god. Nice.
Oh gosh, alright, if we have any more crazy ass, like, early on Pokemon nostalgia stories, this is probably the best year to do it, because for the rest of the IPLCast, that'll pretty much be it.
I had a mildly interesting one. I was fighting Erica the Celadon gym leader, and she was wiping the floor with me. And I was down to my last Pokemon, which is a level 5 Oddish that I'd use as a cut slave. And it turns out Erica's Vileplume has this battle strategy where it uses poison powder and then starts doing damage attacks. But because Oddish was part poison, poison powder never actually worked, and it would never stop trying to use poison powder. So about 35 moves later, I had absorbed this Vileplume down to death because it would not stop trying to use poison powder.
Well done.
Oh, God.
That is a legendary story. That is a story that deserves a character.
That is freaking brilliant. Okay, we'll move quickly on. I'm just going to say we've got two more external headlines, but keep going. Keep going.
Oh, God. I really don't know if I have any interesting Pokemon stories back in the day. I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
The yellow one.
But yeah.
I reached where you could get the Bulbasaur in yellow, just before you get into
Yes, you can.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
I had played through yellow a few times, so I was used to how this was supposed to go. But I talked to the person, and they wouldn't give me my Bulbasaur. I had no idea this was linked to how much your Pikachu liked you. So I thought my game was bugged.
It is.
I thought you had to beat Misty first.
And I restarted, and it happened again at the same spot, because apparently I was not kind to my Pikachu on these places. I didn't play yellow again for a few years, because I thought my game was bugged. Because I wasn't nice enough to my Pikachu.
I thought it was connected to the gym leader because I got the Charmander before Misty, but I couldn't get the Bulbasaur until after I beat Misty. And now I'm up to the Squirtle, and I'm assuming I can't get it until I beat Surge.
Here's a shortcut if you want to cheese it. Pump your healthy Pikachu full of potions. It won't use up the potion, and you'll gain friendship points every time you do it.
Ah, interesting.
So it could be like a combination of both for getting Bulbasaur, beating Misty as well as being kind to your Pikachu, maybe.
It's probably going to be the friendship level.
Well, you might have to be Misty now that I think about it.
Because I tried the Bulbasaur before I beat Misty, and she wouldn't let me have it. And then immediately after I beat her, I went back and she gave it to me. So I thought that's probably what it was.
Man, can we talk about Misty? Is the original Hyde gym leader? I'm gonna go in with my Pikachu. She's gonna bumblebee me to death.
I always found Brock to be the worst one because I always used the fire starter, and at that point, all you really got for Brock is your starter, a Rattata, a Pidgey, whatever bug you caught in
up the Caterpie so that it evolves into Butterfree.
That's what I did because this time I've got the Pikachu. That's what I map. Yeah.
Because of how the special stat worked in Gen 1.
Yeah. That's what I ended up having to do. Although way back before I figured out using Butterfree, I actually had to come up with this strategy of getting... I can get rid of the Geodude pretty quickly, but then with the Onix, I'd have to bring out my Pidgey and just use Sand Attack until it ended up wiping it out. So like I could just destroy its accuracy, and that was how I managed to survive long enough to whittle it down.
Squirtle was my usual starter, so...
Same.
Yeah. No, if you go with Charmander, the first gym leader is practically a nightmare if you don't have Butterfree.
It began with red and blue. I have always picked the starter I find the cutest, regardless of the evolution, because in later gens you're generally spoiled on them. So every generation I've always picked the starter I thought was cutest.
I've always gone with grass, and I've just realized something about the fact that we're talking about the Gen 1 games and we're playing in.
Mm-hmm.
He's back. He's back.
God damn it, Gino!
You keep showing this.
No, but he is genuinely back.
I know.
I get to go up against this guy. I get to go up against Hard Brock again.
He wears a jacket in yellow version, so
not
I get
in
to see
blue
his
and red.
effects.
That's because his yellow design is based on his anime design.
Not in blue and red. In blue and red, he is hard as nails, Brock.
I'm hiding behind Pika Pika here, so do not.
You've pretty much just got the giant cannot unsee Pikachu. No, but seriously,
I think that looks great.
Hard Brock is back. Like hard lit from underneath, Hard Brock.
Oh, ha ha, Mudcape.
I'm still looking
I
for
like to picture the Gen 1 Brock does repetitions with his Geodude.
Yes.
That's how he gets so strong, is he uses his Geodude as a dumbbell.
It's funny, actually, because the game and the anime interpret Brock in two different ways, honestly. So my theory for that is a parallel thing, so...
No, the game came first, so I'm just
Hilariously,
I know the game came
hilariously,
first.
in Pokemon Origin, they actually portrayed Brock kind of like the Pokemon Bridged Brock, in the sense that he was hiding in the forest staring at you.
Yeah, no, that was freaky. In Pokemon Origins, he's a total stalker.
Yeah.
Also, really funny, they gave him so much muscle definition on the backside as well.
That's really well painted, actually.
Oh yeah, this is the limited release model they put out, I think, in Japan. And I wanted one, but I wasn't gonna drop 3 figures for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it.
I think they brought out fan service Misty as well.
I
really?
figures on expensive Japanese plastic before, but I'm choosy about what I drop it on.
It's probably not that expensive if you buy it in Japan. But yeah, I think they've launched. Oh, ew! It doesn't look as Google.
Got this beautiful figure, and she cost me $150, I think, but she was so worth it. It was a Cardcaptor Sakura figure. Not fancy at all.
No,
Speaking of card captors, I actually got the whole tarot card sets of them.
Cool.
Yes, I have the Japanese close set, and somewhere I've got the Japanese Sakura set.
Okay, so not that I realized.
We're on a Pokemon tangent now.
No, now that I realize we're slipping out of Pokemon, I'm gonna cycle this back. We need to move on through the headlines. Let's talk about.
Okay, fine.
All right, let's talk about new Pokemon 3DS themes. Come on, seriously, these last two headlines.
New Pokemon 3DS themes. New 3DS themes have been released with an exclusive to Japan XY female player character theme with a random collection of cute Pokemon beside her, and a worldwidely available Champion Steven theme with his Pokemon team lined up next to him and his Metagross on the lower screen.
I want the
It
Serena
looks
theme.
pretty cool, the Steven one.
I want the Serena theme.
You can't do
that theme so badly. Come on, Japan.
I imagine, Gino,
I've got
like
the
Steven
theme
one because the Metagross is on the lower screen. That looks really badass.
I might
Metagross
already
looks
have it.
badass in general. I mean, that's
Well, I
cool
found out
Pokemon.
with the Steven theme, when you scroll along it, it actually shows scenes from the manga that it comes from.
What?
Yeah, Pokemon Special.
From the Steven theme.
Cool.
Okay, wait.
Seriously, it does. It does. If you scroll it along.
All right, no, you don't give me a tutorial right now because I haven't bought the theme. And looking at it this is probably going to waste even more time we could spend just thundering through the rest of the headlines.
Yeah, Gino, if you have the Champion Steven theme, I would suggest checking that out later after the
I will
podcast.
probably do that. Okay, now I'm just going to point out, I want the Serena theme as well, so make it happen. I got the Emmet and Ingo theme. Thank you very much. I was so happy when that came out. They are two of my favorite characters from Unova.
I got Eevee themes.
Nice.
I need to buy some more themes, so my cycle through will have my Pokemon in it.
I have to actually remove the Final Fantasy character theme from my thing because it's annoying. It just reminds me of Final Fantasy All the Bravest, which was horrible. Okay, all right. So let's talk about a Japanese shiny Ho-Oh. Uh-oh.
A shiny Ho-Oh will be distributed at Pokemon Centers, Pokemon stores, and Pokemon outlets in Japan between March 16th and April 24th to celebrate the opening of Pokemon Center Kyoto. Due to the reason of the distribution, it is highly unlikely the Ho-Oh will see an international distribution, and the Ho-Oh can only be obtained in Oras.
Thanks,
So
Japan.
shiny Ho-Oh doesn't look as nice as regular one, to be honest.
Olas, I like that. I've been calling it OS, and I hate that. Olas, I'm gonna use that.
Oras?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
I
Yes.
always like the Z pronunciation at the end more.
I thought she said her ass.
Right? See the problem?
See, here I was lamenting the fact that we don't get these like heavy distributions.
What?
But all right, okay, cool. Let's talk about the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire initialism for a few minutes.
I feel like it's too long to say their full names, so I like the ones that you can abbreviate.
Yeah, because it's look, Oras goes along a lot better than like Heart Gold Soul Silver, which was
Yeah. I'd have
Like-
to say HGSS for those. But
saying
Oras
Oras
is
is so much better than saying
pronounceable abbreviation.
Omega
my
Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is just way too long.
Mm.
XY
I
was
actually-
like, oh, it's XY, and Black 2, White 2 was Black 2,
Sure.
White 2.
I always
Yeah.
used a BW2 for Black 2 and White 2.
BW2, yeah, that kind of works. The problem I think was that the third generation Pokemon games.
Monkey fly.
Oh
Okay, I have no idea where that went.
I gotta say this with some of the generations we've like had, they either been like either too long or too short. I think for X and Y it was like way too short. Really, you guys? Really? Really, you guys?
We're playing. See, the thing is, we're playing this on chat, and anybody who actually stays around long enough to watch this far into IPLcast will have no idea what we're doing right now.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god.
My parents are gonna come out of the room and scream at me for making so much noise.
Pretty much.
Probably the same with mine.
I don't know what time it is there, but I'm going to imagine it's late.
It's 4:44 a.m.
Okay, good
Oh.
morning.
Oh god, no!
Welcome. Okay, so welcome from the Atlantic and welcome from the Pacific.
And welcome from the Brit. Oh my god. Really, guys? Can we get back on topic Pacific stuff, please?
It's just sending it to Mayhem now in the chat window.
5 seconds, folks. You know, that's funny because some
Why?
fans are
Why?
saying that Sun and Moon is going to take place in outer space, so that's beautiful.
Oh my god.
I would like to.
Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby already done the space thing.
Yeah, but that was for like 5 minutes. They're talking the whole
Yeah.
game.
Guys,
It's left more questions open than it answered, so it's definitely not a chapter that's been closed yet.
it's going to take place in a
I don't know.
terraformed Mars. It's in a space colony somewhere.
Boy.
Yeah. No, what I think with this is that there's going to probably I am honestly hoping we get teams again, and I'm hoping we get stupid teams like
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get two diametrically opposed teams. One who wants
What,
to
of
beat
like
us. No, I want one. I
Spinal
want
Day, Spinal Night, Insert
Uh,
My Little Pony
I
joke.
want one team no, hold on, let's not go that way. I was leading up to this ridiculous thing about a cult who wanted to burn the earth with constant daylight and one who wanted to party on it at nighttime. But
That's
okay,
kind of what Groudon was doing.
let's go to Equestria, why don't we?
No.
God,
Who
no.
went to party all night? Meow B confirmed for Sun and Moon.
You three confirmed.
Oh my God. Now that I think about it, with Sun and Moon, do you think there might be a Pokemon Eclipse? Probably, as a
No.
So
We spent the last 2 years speculating like idiots about Zed. All right. Not that the speculation is bad. Speculation is actually quite good when it comes to these games, or that we were being misled because they were clearly teasing us with Zygarde or anything. But I feel like an idiot now. I mean,
oh well, you can't win them all.
instead of Gray, it was a fluke. But with Z apparently not happening, it's now a pattern.
yeah. But here's the thing: it's like with Z not happening, I'm like, okay, sad. Z's not happening, or Z, wherever you live. But the thing is, though, is that instead they had a Gen 7 Pokemon announcement, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take a completely new Pokemon Core game over a third version anytime.
I just wish we could have gotten a united plot involving Xerneas and Yveltal.
Yeah, I wish they would do more with AZ as well, but we can't, like with Az, but we yeah. He is like, he's critical for about 5 minutes of the total game in X and Y.
He provides some plot, and that's about it.
Az's Floette thing. I wanted that Pokemon. That was a cool flower.
I thought that they would eventually release that as sort of like a special download or something. But
Yeah, me too.
Game, so it's just something they
Yeah,
dropped.
they did. They did for one of the
It's
countries.
all over again.
Yeah, no, it's like there's no information about the hold on.
On
Well, what's Eternal Flower
Chibi.net,
from?
they've got.
Yeah, no, they had apparently there's there's the Floette's Eternal Flower form, but I don't know how you can get it.
You can't legally.
Okay, all right, fair.
It's like
Remember, kids, if you see it in competition,
they
it's
had
fake.
it all set up and then didn't do anything with it.
That's true.
yeah.
All right, so let's that's pretty much it for our external headlines, right? Wow, all of the
Yeah.
speculation. Yeah, and my internal headline will look stupid in comparison. All right, so look, we only have one for particular. It's not even IPL news; it's Reverence Core news. Mystery of the Oculus recently teased itself on Reverence Core. It's going to be launching this week. There's a countdown ticking down to it. It's a adventure that takes place within the ocean kingdom of Makara. The powers that be hatch a plan to once and for all find out what lies within the Oculus, a structure within the floating island known as the Eye that brings destructive storms when it appears. So, full-on adventure thing. Let's have that. And as far as the IPL is concerned, we'll probably chuck a summer event. I don't know when that's happening, but expect it around late March, early April, when I am not buried to my neck in work.
Original Character Tournament World 2 is 2. What?
What? What?
In the chat, Muckip.
Oh, Mudkip. I don't know. I have no idea.
He said, the latest one, besides what? OCT World is to distract him?
Oh, yeah, OCT, Original Character Tournament.
Doing OCTs.
No, I think we're moving. I think the IPL as a whole is moving away from the OCT model now, just because it's like, like we've pretty much run the course with OCTs at this point, and we just want it to be like, you know what? If you're gonna post art to the Pokemon to the IPL website, go ahead. We've already got somebody who's constantly doing that. So please help.
Really?
Faylene Fry, I think her name is.
Who?
She submitted quite a fair bit of art. The gallery is looking fairly populated.
That's doing those cool animated fighting spikes.
Yeah, yes, actually. I think she did the recent Flipnote 3D animation. Yeah. No, she did that. She's somehow got access to DA film, and I don't. But yeah, no, she's doing that. She's actually submitted quite a bit. It looks really cool.
I really need to get back into the Pokemon things. And
You
drawings
really
and whatnot.
do. And I
apologize.
And I need to go ahead and finish batch 6 of the sprites.
I would love to see more like tournaments and stuff, not like OCTs, but splash battle tournaments and the like.
Yeah. Look, it's like part of it is that it's like we could probably chuck one, but there's not gonna be that many people coming in at the moment.
Yeah.
It's this really weird time in the IPL's life. But I'm open to ideas, even for light promotional stuff, just to have people submit Pokemon art again, because all this Pokemon art is cool, man.
I actually need to respond to it. You will be getting a match submission soon.
Woohoo! I am still trying to find a way to properly.
I'm kind of in a hiatus kind of thing at the moment because I can't do much drawing at the moment because of my laptop, unfortunately. And my laptop's being slow.
I am working my butt off at work, so yeah, that's kind of I'm in 5 or 6 different ways right now with things between the IPL, Reverence Core, Personal Gaming, and Grand Blue Fantasy. It's being pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm playing a Japanese game that does not yet have an English translation, but will in this coming month. So in preparation, we've been writing articles in English translating a Japanese thing. But yeah, no, it's...
Is that everything, or is there just one more?
I think that was everything. I think we pretty much went through the entire IPLcast 46 document in a very respectable 2 hours.
oh my god, really? 2 hours?
Yeah.
Holy
It should
crap,
be,
2 hours!
it's like lunchtime there now. You should be having lunch.
Yes. Yes, I should be.
And we should let Galactic Pink have a nap, and I should.
Yes, it's time for it.
Yes, the sun should. It's kind of like we'll be chatting in here for hours on end, and then suddenly, hey, wait, yo, Galactic, I think the sun's coming up where you are.
I mean, it would be nighttime where you guys are, right?
Oh yeah, it is near mid. It's an hour. It's an hour from midnight.
Before
where we
midnight.
Are. Yeah. So we've basically managed to connect 4 different time zones in one IPL cast.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time since we bugged Rob. But yeah, no, he's still here in spirit. He's still here in spirit. It's just that we've kind of gotten our Midwest time zone covered.
Boop. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's it for IPLcast 46. We are
until 50.
Oh, we are crawling towards IPLcast 50, where there have been promises of a cake, but whether or not we will deliver will remain until IPLcast 50 comes to bear.
Yep.
We are doing this cake thing for IPLcast 50, right?
Yes, yeah, we'll try.
Okay, we'll try to remember.
Sincerely try.
We'll try to remember. All right. Anyway, we will see you in IPLcast 47. Until then, everybody have a good couple of weeks. We might have an addendum if more news comes in. All right. Bye.
Bye.